The IRS just released new updates to IRAs and 401ks going into 2026, which is going to save millions of people more money in taxes. Starting in 2026, you will be able to put more money into your retirement accounts, save more money in taxes, and even qualify for certain tax benefits at even higher income levels now due to these new adjustments coming in from the IRS. So, as a licensed CPA that helps people use these types of accounts every day at mycpacoach.com, I want to walk you through some of the major updates here so that you can take full advantage of them. So go ahead and like and save this video, and let's go ahead and jump right in. Okay, so these tax changes will take effect starting in 2026 and will apply to the tax returns that you file in 2027. Now, if you do not know much about IRAs, 401ks, and similar accounts, what you need to first understand is the fact that the government basically rewards taxpayers for saving money through these types of accounts with tax benefits. And those tax benefits usually come in one or two different forms, which is either A, allowing you to defer your tax to the future, or in other words, we're pushing income off of your 2026 tax return, which lowers your taxes instantly, but you would have to pay tax on your withdrawals in the future, which you can do by putting money into a traditional IRA or traditional 401k, or you can choose to do B here, which is to pay tax on that income now and no tax in the future, which means that you would pay tax on the income used for your 2026 contribution, which will be reported on your 26 return, and you will pay no tax on your investment gains or income in that account, even when you withdraw them, which would apply when you use a Roth IRA, Roth 401k, or even a 529 college savings plan. Now, all of these accounts provide tax-protected investment growth, or in other words, you do not pay any tax on your investments when those funds remain in those tax-protected accounts. With that said, let's go ahead and go over the new 2026 updates for 401k plans, since over 60 million taxpayers use these types of plans and they offer the highest contribution limits. So a 401k, if you don't know, is just an employer-sponsored retirement account that really has two components to it. Number one, an employee contribution, which allows the employee to contribute a portion of their salary into their own 401k. And two, an employer contribution, which allows the employer to match a certain amount of money or income going into that 401k. And starting in 2026, there are new limits for both of these components. So let's address the employee 401k limit first, which vary based on age. So in 2026, employees under the age of 50 can put up to $24,500 of their wages into their 401k, which is up $1,000 from the 2025 limit. Plus, employees over the age of 50 will benefit from an increased catch-up contribution of $8,000 in 2026, which will allow them to put up to $32,500 into their 401k as an employee. And employees between the ages of 60 and 63 get an even higher catch-up limit of about $11,000. They can put up to about $36,000 of their wages into their 401k as an employee going into 2026. But how much does any of this actually save you in taxes? That's really what most people want to know. And the answer is that it depends on the type of contribution you make, the amount of it, and your overall or effective tax bracket. For example, someone in a 37% tax bracket who defers $30,000 of their income into a traditional 401k might save over $11,000 in taxes alone in 2026. And that's just the employee side. Your business or your employer could also add up to another $47,000 or so to your retirement account in 2026, depending on how that plan is designed. For example, if you have an employer and you do not own that business, then your employer's contribution into your 401k would not be tax deductible for you, but that's still practically free money for you from your employer if your employer offers that as a benefit to you. But if you do own that business, those contributions would also be tax deductible to you on the business side. When you are self-employed, you are both the employer and the employee of the business, allowing you to fund your 401k from both sides and deducting your contributions from both sides. And in 2026, this means that self-employed individuals will be able to put up to $72,000 of their income into a 401k if they're under 50, plus another $8,000 if they're over 50, or $11,000 if they are between the ages of 60 and 63. And in terms of tax savings, a 51-year-old, for example, who contributes $80,000 to their 401k would save nearly $30,000 in taxes if they're in the highest tax bracket. And they could do that with a SEP IRA or solo 401k, for example. Now, if you want even more tax benefits beyond your 401k, you can also use IRAs, which stands for Individual Retirement Accounts. Now, the great thing about IRAs is that unlike 401k plans, an IRA does not require an employer or a business to sponsor it. Almost any individual can actually set up their own IRA on their own as long as they have some form of earned income. And most of the time, they can set up this for free at places like Vanguard or Fidelity, for example. Now, for 2026, the IRA contribution limits have increased. You can now contribute up to $7,500 if you're under the age of 50, which is up from $7,000 in 2025. And if you're over the age of 50, you can now contribute up to $8,600, which is the $7,500 base amount plus a new $1,100 catch-up contribution. Now, just like 401ks, you can structure your IRA as either a traditional or Roth account. Traditional gives you a tax deduction up front, but you pay taxes on withdrawals later. And Roth means that you pay taxes on that contribution up front, but get tax-free benefits in the future. Now, the choice usually depends on your current tax bracket versus what you expect that bracket to be when you retire. But ultimately, there's one big catch that you need to know as it relates to IRAs, and that's the fact that there are income limits that can affect your eligibility. For instance, for traditional IRA deductions in 2026, if you or your spouse is covered by a retirement plan at work, like a 401k, for example, then your deduction may be reduced or eliminated completely based on your total income. Single taxpayers covered by a workplace retirement plan will see their deduction phase out when they earn between $81,000 and $91,000 of income. And for married couples filing jointly, where one of the spouses are covered by a workplace retirement plan, the phase out range is between $129,000 and $149,000 and is completely eliminated once you earn above those levels. However, please remember that if you and your spouse, if you're married, is not covered by any workplace retirement plan, then your traditional IRA contribution is typically fully deductible regardless of your income level. Now, Roth IRAs work a little bit differently. If you earn too much income, you simply do not qualify for a Roth, even if you do not have a workplace retirement plan, for example. In 2026, single taxpayers will be able to contribute to a Roth when their income is below $150,000, with contributions completely phased out at $168,000. Married couples filing jointly would be able to contribute with incomes below $242,000, with contributions completely eliminated once your income is above $252,000. Now, with all of that said, you should be aware of some strategies that you can use to get around some of these limits or maximize your IRA or 401k contributions. And these are ones I commonly see as a licensed CPA. So the first big one is for you to note that you can use family members to your benefit with these plans. You may be able to get anywhere from 2 to 3 times more income into these accounts through family members like a spouse or a child, for example. Some of my clients even hire family members to work in their business just to set up a 401k plan or IRA for those family members. For instance, it is very common for self-employed individuals to hire their children to shift earned income to them at lower tax brackets, and then turn around and use that income to set up a Roth IRA for their child so that they can start building a tax-free nest egg from a very young age. I also have clients who add their spouse to their business, allowing that spouse to also contribute to that 401k plan, essentially doubling their contributions through that plan when done through their business. I mean, just imagine being able to go from contributing up to $72,000 to your retirement to $144,000 by simply incorporating your spouse into the equation and maximizing their 401k benefits as well. And secondly, do yourself a favor and figure out what a backdoor Roth is. And once you figure that out, also go ahead and look into a mega backdoor Roth. These are legal mechanisms that essentially allow you to bypass the major Roth income limits and rules discussed earlier by funding a traditional IRA or 401k with after-tax dollars and then later converting those funds into a Roth account. Or in other words, these mechanisms allow high income earners to quietly route money around the standard Roth restrictions and still build a tax-free retirement plan without breaking a single IRS rule. And if you want to learn more about this, just comment backdoor below, and I'll consider making a separate video on this topic if there is enough interest. Otherwise, be sure to make note of these new 401k and IRA limits so you can plan to take full advantage of them going into 2026. And if your CPA is not working with you to help you take full advantage of strategies just like these, just apply to become a client of mine today at mycpacoach.com.